scented ASMR. Hello everyone, welcome to Scented ASMR. Today I'm going to share some of my fragrances that contain a note of coffee. The first one that I'd like to start with, and this one is by Cabanel, and this one is called Café Cabanel. Here's a pretty bottle. It's like a mirrored bottle with some designs on it. And so Café Cabanel was launched in 2019, and the perfumer is Cecil Sorokian. Top notes are cinnamon, coffee, and mandarin orange. The mid notes are butter, milk, heliotrope, and rose. The base notes are caramel, vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, and musk. And this is a warm, spicy vanilla scent. To me, this smells as if you were enjoying like a buttery croissant alongside of a frothy caramel latte with lots of cinnamon on top of it. You definitely smell the coffee, but yeah, it's more of like a latte, and it's sweet and milky. It's not a very bitter coffee. And although there's a lot of milkiness in this fragrance, I don't find it to be very creamy. I actually get a lot of dryness from it, and I think that's from the spiciness of the cinnamon, because I do get a lot of cinnamon in here. The vanilla and the caramel, they had a soft sweetness to the fragrance. And the sandalwood that's in here, it becomes more prominent as the fragrance dries down. I think this fragrance smells very unisex, and I think it's very, very cozy, and I really enjoy wearing this in the cooler weather. It just smells so sweet and delicious and cozy, but also spicy from that cinnamon. I really get a lot of the cinnamon. And so that's Café Cabanel and it's from Cabanel. And this next one that I have here, this one is called Café Tuberosa, and it's from Atelier, Cologne. The bottle comes in this red leather pouch. It says Atelier Cologne on it. And then you have the bottle here. This is Café Tuberosa. And so Café Tuberosa is considered a floral fragrance, and it was launched in 2017. The perfumer is Jerome Epinette. The top notes are Guatemalan cardamom, Calabrian bergamot, and Sicilian mandarin. The mid-notes are coffee, Indian tuberose, damask rose, and the base notes are cacao pod, bourbon vanilla, Indonesian patchouli leaf. And this is a coffee floral gourmand fragrance. The coffee in this, it's both very sweet and also bitter. You can also really smell the tuberose that's in here, as well as the rose. I pick up the rose that's in it. The bourbon vanilla that's in here, it adds a lot of sweetness, and along with the cacao pod, they give this fragrance like an edible quality to it, making it a gourmand along with the coffee. There's definitely spiciness in here from the cardamom, and I definitely pick up patchouli in here, and I think it blends really nicely with the other notes. It smells really nice in here. I don't always like patchouli, but I like the way it smells in this one. It's also very unisex. I don't think it leans either masculine or feminine. Yeah, it's just a really pretty, interesting coffee gourmand fragrance. I think it's been discontinued, I'm pretty sure, unfortunately. And so that's Café Tuberosa, and it's by Atelier Cologne. So this next one that I have here, this one is from Trussardi, and it's called Passeggiata in Galleria, Vittorio, Emanuele, 2. And I might have just butchered that name, I don't know. It's really long. So I did the best I could with it. It has an interesting bottle. The cap. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. To me, it looks like a dog, but I really don't know. The bottle's heavy. So, Passeggiata is considered an amber floral fragrance, and it was released in 2020. The perfumer is Julie Macy. The top notes are hazelnut, coffee, and cinnamon. Mid notes are tuberose, coconut, and jasmine sambac. The base notes are vanilla, white musk, and cedar. And this is a nutty, vanillic white floral fragrance. I consider it to be a floral gourmand because it smells very edible, even though I do get a lot of florals in here. The hazelnut that's in here, it smells like Nutella, which is like that like hazelnut spread. And it smells chocolatey, really delicious. And the floral note that you pick up in here is the tuberose. It's very, very prominent, but it blends really, really nicely with the gourmand notes, I think. I do smell the coconut that's in here, and I think it adds a little bit of powderiness to the fragrance. And the vanilla that's in here, it's very sweet and creamy, and it rounds out the fragrance nicely. The coffee, it sits in the background. It's not very strong, but you can smell it, and it's smooth and sweet, and I don't smell any bitterness to it. I really, really like this fragrance. I would probably put this in my top 10 favorites. I really enjoy floral gourmands though, but this one's really well done. It smells delicious, but it's very wearable. It's so pretty. So yeah, just a really nice Nutella and tuberose scent. I would recommend checking this out if you like floral gourmands. And I know I see it often on Joma Shop. They often have it for under $100, which is a really good deal for this. And so that's Passeggiata in Galleria, Vittorio, Emanuele 2, and it's by Trussardi. And this next one that I have here, this one is one of my favorite celebrity fragrances, and it's called Love, and it's by Sofia Vergara. And so, Love was released in 2015, and it's considered a floral fruity gourmand fragrance. The perfumers are Pascal Gorin and Yves Cassar. Top notes are passion fruit, orange blossom, green apple, mandarin orange, and the mid notes are Colombian coffee, orchid blossom. No, it's just orchid, and then it's coffee blossom, orris, and magnolia. The base notes are praline, vanilla, amberwood, and ambrette. And this is a creamy vanilla with juicy passion fruit and a touch of coffee. It has a very prominent praline note that gives the fragrance like a dessert-like quality to it. It's sweet and smells yummy. The coffee note's not very strong. It kind of sits in the background, but it does have a presence, and it has a bit of bitterness that I think helps balance out the sweetness in this fragrance really nicely. I think it complements the sweet notes really well. I tend to get a lot of compliments when I wear this one, and so I think it's a crowd pleaser. And like I said, it's been a favorite celebrity scent of mine for a long time. I don't know that that's still on the market. I think it might have been discontinued, but I'm not sure. When it was on the market, you could find a bottle like for around $20. And I think it smells much more expensive than that. It's a really nice, fruity vanilla scent with a touch of coffee. And so that's Love, and it's by Sofia Vergara. And this next one that I have here, this one is from Yves Saint Laurent, and this is Black Opium, and this is the neon version. And the bottle, it has the typical Black Opium design, and this one has a pink gloss here. Texture on the bottle. So, Black Opium Neon. It's considered an amber vanilla fragrance, and it was launched in 2019. The perfumer is Olivier Cresp. The top notes are dragon fruit, mandarin orange, and citron. The mid notes are orange blossom, coffee, jasmine sandbag, and the base notes are vanilla and musk. And this is a fruity white floral vanilla scent with a little bit of coffee in it. It definitely has that Black Opium DNA, which is this very, very sweet white floral fragrance with coffee and vanilla. But this one smells like a lighter version of the original, and this one has some added fruitiness to it. The orange blossom in here, it's very prominent, and it's very sweet, and it smells like a candied orange blossom. And the fruitiness that's in here, it comes from the dragon fruit note, and it has a tropical vibe to it. The coffee note's there, I can smell it, but it's not as strong as it is in the other Black Opium. This one just kind of sits nicely in the background, and it blends really nicely with the other notes. This fragrance is very sweet. You need to enjoy very sweet fragrances to like this, as with most of the Black Opiums. But yeah, I think this is just a fun, fruity, flirty, girly scent. It's nothing too serious, and I enjoy that it's the Black Opium with like a tropical fruit vibe. And so that's Black Opium Neon, and it's from Yves Saint Laurent. And this next one here, this one is from Tiziana Terenzi, and it's called Delox. And the bottle has a mirrored bottle with like a leather strip with a name on it. And a big cap. These bottles come with a smaller cap inside of the box. So if you want to travel with it or something, you can take the big cap off and put the small one on. And so, Delox is considered a floral woody musk, and it was launched in 2017. And the perfumer is Terenzi. The top notes are coffee, white hyacinth, and iris. The mid notes are rose, vanilla, and opoponix. Base notes are honey, white musk, amber, and cedar. And this is a really beautiful rose, vanilla, and coffee scent. The rose that's in here, it's a very rich red velvety rose. And it's mixed really nicely with the very creamy vanilla. The honey in here, it's very prominent to my nose, and it adds a syrupy sweetness to the fragrance. But even though I get that syrupy sweetness from the honey, I also get like a kind of an airy, sugary sweetness that I think comes from the honey too, I'm not sure. But the coffee note that's in here, it's not super strong, but you can definitely smell it, and it is kind of a bitter coffee. And I think it's nice because the bitterness helps temper the sweetness in the fragrance. So it's just really nicely balanced between the coffee and the sweet honey. And this fragrance, it's really beautifully blended, and like I said, a really well balanced rose, coffee, vanilla, and honey scent. There's a lot of other rose and coffee scents, but this is my favorite that I've tried with that scent profile. By far, I think this one's really, really beautiful. So that's Delox, and it's by Tiziana Terenzi. This next one that I have here, and this one is from Bond number 9, and it's called New York Nights. My bottle doesn't have a cap on it because I bought it as a tester bottle. And the Bond number 9 tester bottles don't come with caps. This bottle makes nice sounds. You can hear the liquid sloshing around in there. So, New York Nights was released in 2017, and it's considered an amber vanilla fragrance. The top notes are gardenia, carnation, and jasmine. Mid notes are patchouli, flowers, C notes, and sandalwood. The base notes are caramel and coffee. And so, New York Nights was released in 2017, and it's considered an amber vanilla fragrance. The top notes are gardenia, carnation, and jasmine. Mid notes are patchouli, flowers, C notes, and sandalwood. The base notes are caramel and coffee. This is a soft and creamy caramel gourmand fragrance. Other than the caramel and the coffee, the notes don't really translate to me. What I get from this fragrance is a banana scent that's drizzled with lots of caramel. I have no idea where that banana note's coming from, but I've heard a lot of people say that this smells like banana bread. And I never thought about that until I heard people saying that, and I can smell it. It does kind of smell like banana bread. But to me, it's like just more of a banana that's been drizzled in caramel. And then you have that coffee note that kind of sits in the background, and it's a very syrupy sweet coffee. It's not a bitter or strong coffee at all. And this one's really, it's a really light fragrance. I don't think it has very good performance. It sits pretty close to the skin, and it doesn't seem to last very long for me, which is unfortunate because it is a really beautiful, kind of unique and interesting gourmand fragrance. I really like it. I just wish it would project a little more. But it's still nice. It's still a nice fragrance. And so that's New York Nights, and it's by Bond number 9. And this last one that I have here, this one is by Jimmy Choo, and it's called Fever. The bottle reminds me of like a disco ball. It's like a plum color. And so, Savor is considered an amber vanilla fragrance, and it was launched in 2018. The perfumers are Honorine Blanc and Natalie Lorson. Top notes are plum, lychee, and grapefruit. The mid notes are heliotrope, vanilla orchid, jasmine, and orange blossom. The base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, benzoin, coffee, hazelnut, and sandalwood. And this is a very warm and cozy, fruity vanilla scent. The plum that's in here, it's very prominent. I pick it up pretty strongly. And it's not really juicy, but it is like a deep, dark, syrupy, sweet plum. I get a lot of powderiness in this fragrance, and I think that's coming from the heliotrope and the tonka bee. And the base notes of the vanilla and the benzoin, and they really make this a very warm and cozy fragrance. The coffee that's in here, you can smell it, but it sits in the background. And I think it adds to the coziness of the fragrance. It's not strong or bitter though, it just kind of sits nicely in the background, blending nicely with the other notes. I really like this one for the cooler weather, because I think it's so warm and comforting. Unfortunately, the performance isn't that great. I get about 4 hours out of it, and it sits pretty closely to the skin. But I like it so much, I'll respray it. It's very, very nice. And so that's Fever, and it's from Jimmy Choo. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was relaxing for you. I hope to see you again in my next video. Take care.